I'm back at it again. It's very hot here today. It's raining. Crazy weather. Anyway, get straight into it. What's actually happening? The water now is not working the way I thought it would. It's a lot softer. So the thrust coming out the nozzle is now, how can I say, dissipating when it hits the water. It's too soft. When water is more dense, it's more solid to push off. So you lose speed by trying to focus on a smaller nozzle and hitting a smaller area behind the ski, trying to generate speed. So you have to go a bigger nozzle, and hopefully it's not temperamental. It hasn't seemed to be anymore, but I'm going to talk about different ways to make thrust and what is thrust. And it's going to pick up about now, so I've got my bearings. It's still early in the morning. So got your nozzle coming out. What's velocity? Alright, so what actually happens, you build up more pressure here, and as you build up more pressure here, it becomes more faster as it comes out the rear. So velocity is to do with speed, not pressure. But here's the problem. Oh, there's always a problem and a trade-off and a big question mark. I hate question marks after people write something, by the way. That's just what I hate. I think this is rude, but anyway. Of course it's a question when you're asking something. Anyway, so when the water's coming through, it gets bound up here, pressure rises, and then the water slows down, but it speeds up. So that's velocity as the water's coming out. There's a few ways of making velocity. Smaller nozzle, speed it up, or the leading edge. We're going to talk about restrictions in a minute too, so I won't forget that part. I'll put that down. So the leading edge, so I usually run like a 12, and the reason being it creates more velocity than an 11, but it has trade-offs. Like it's a fraction slower top end sometimes if you can't push it. If you go to a 13, you'll find that your mid-range is faster, like at 5,000 RPM, but your top end's dead because you're sucking in too much water and trying to push it. Because like I said in the last video, whatever you pull in, the trail edge flicks it. And as you can see, it's very slightly, the first edge goes for a long way, yeah. And then at the very last edge, it flicks. So I'll go into bending later. I'll show you how to bend them too. Different ways and easier ways. And anyway, I've got so much going on in my head right now to explain, because this stuff is really confusing. Like, you're going to think, oh, okay, leading edge makes faster mid-range, but kills top. Yeah, because you're sucking in too much water. But it feels easier to push. Why? Because the lower the number, like 11, is actually a restriction of how much water goes in. And not only that, it reduces like mid-range, but it increases top end because there's not as much water coming in. So you're losing middle speed to gain top speed. Like, this is only one gear, so you got to remember, you got to pick your battles and which one you want. But not only that, I'm finding when the ski is going along, like if I go from an 11, just draw a rough hole, you'll get the idea. If I'm going along and I'm running like an 11 degree, I'll find water's coming off here. Alright? Like that. Because the 11 degree causes a lot of vacuum. 12 not as bad. And what that does, it's sucking the hull deeper in the water. So now I'm finding if I'm going from an 11 or a 12 and I go to a 13, I don't have this line here anymore. I'll start to get lines going this way. And there's no more line there because the hull's not touching. because the 11 is causing too much vacuum. But here's the trade-off. You mightn't be able to push the top end, like I said, because you're sucking too much water in. So you can't push the top end. So that's a sort of a grey area. Make sure you seal inside the intake grate too. I don't mean the pump seal kit. I mean sticker flex. No, proper stuff, like 3M stuff. Seal it right round. If you can see up there, it's ugly, but it's sealed all the way along. I blew it out the other week and lost 2 kilometers an hour. Make sure it's sealed. Alright, so velocity is created by nozzles, which is a restriction, again. And velocity, bigger inlet blade, like wider angle, like 13, 14, makes more velocity top end. But you've got to be able to have the power to push that, which I never had. Now I'm starting to go different ways because I'm starting to get into supercharged territory. But with a tune, basic stuff, cam timing, we should be at 11-16, 87 mil. But if you come down, you might be able to run like a 12, 15, 85 mil. 85.5, the 13, 15 in the 85 mil, it's quite good. Look, I like it, less cavitation, but touch less top end, just a touch. So now you're thinking, what the heck am I doing? If you're running an 87 mil, which is factory, that's fine. You probably don't want to restrict it too much if you're not going to play with the blade, like seriously. So you probably want to stick around the 12, I don't know, 17, which is around factory. Some people go to 11, 15. Look, that's good for top end, only by 1 kilometre an hour. Your mid-range is going to suffer and you're banging the engine to bits at mid-range just trying to keep speed up. I'll go to a 12. It's not even worth a kilometre an hour. Plus, it builds a lot of vacuum at top end, so some skis don't like it. So what are we looking for now? We're looking at different stuff, what to look for now. And you sort of want a stream coming out like in a straight line, like that. A little bit tapered, if you want. That'll help for summer. So right now we go a bigger nozzle and we're pushing more water. We're taking the restriction out, widen the gap up here, less restriction up here. Now the hull is not sucking in. Look, these things to consider. Look, it's a lot of question marks all over the place, all right? And you just got to pick which one you want and how much power you got to push it. So limited power, you're probably going like a 12 blade leading edge. Anyway, get back to this. So you want something like coming out like that. All right, this is going to go into a bit of technical area and what to look for. So I've ran like an 11, 17, and sometimes it'll come out like this. That's actually slower. But it's all right in winter, summer, because it's giving you more surface area to push off. In winter, you want it in a straight line, or a little bit tapered. At the end, it looks like this anyway. All right, so that tells me when it looks like this, that leading edge is too small. You're restricting it too much. That's why it's feathering like this. All right, so. And another thing to know, if you got the wrong impeller, if you do pitch this 11 to a 16 and you lose speed, so it's at a loss, minus, but you gain RPM, that's telling me the leading edge is too small. Alright? So you could be going at 7,500 RPM running the 11-17 and you go, right, I want to bring the RPM up and bring the speed up, and then you drop it to 11-16 and you lose 3 kilometers an hour. But your RPM's going up. That's exactly why you need to look at this edge. So you might need to go to a 12, 16. And that will allow the RPM to go up and his speed to go up, because you're bringing in more water. Okay, so there's all this strange stuff going on. I can tell you now, start watching my videos, read the comments. You don't like it, ask a question. I'm sorry it's a bit bodgy, but you're going to get an understanding of what's really going on, and people will not tell you. It's all secretive. So, recently I ran a 13, 18 and an 84 nozzle. What this did, because it's so restricted, the water was coming out like this. You're over pressurizing the nozzle. This is a lack of speed. There's two ways to go here. Bigger nozzle, which I did try. It actually works. Straightened out a bit. Or drop the leading edge and get a bit of top end back. Or both. A little bit bigger on the nozzle and drop the top leading edge down. But these are things to look out for. And it's very critical that you do watch the hull, your speed of the 5,000 RPM, get a measurement, get a water temp, get an air temp, do all this stuff. I've got a G meter, measures how quick I get to A to B and how quick I got there. I measure everything, because what I don't see, it'll pick up. Sometimes you can feel it, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you think, oh yeah, I think I got there a little bit quicker. You're not quite sure, because water is not like there's landmarks all around there, it's just flat. So I hope this is putting a bit of light on things and what's actually going on, and understanding what restrictions are, and if you really need them or don't need them. Or if I haven't got enough power, I need to go for a restriction so I can push a little, flick the little amount of water top end to make top end speed, but I'm going to lose mid. So all this will make sense if you start playing with stuff. But you got to make sure you bend the blade right, properly. I'll go into that with another video and showing you how to triple check the blade so you do not lose too much speed. If you bend it wrong, you'll have the same top end, but you won't have the mid performance. And you might lack a little top end. It doesn't really matter too much on the top end, but the mid range, you could lose a lot of speed and a lot of power. So, all this, keep watching, but like I said, the vacuum on here, be careful. I've seen it pull the ski down that hard, and the ski will not rise, so you lose speed. You need to take note of all this going on and work out what's going to work for this hull and what's working where. And there is a reason they went to a 12 and not 11, because you're banging the thing to bits. Yeah, you're going to do top end speed, whatever. It's not going to be reliable. You're overheating the engine for no reason and killing it. Alright, thanks for watching the video again, and like I said, any questions, ask. I'm not scared to answer. So, thanks, bye.